I have 2 of my yarn subscriptions to go through today, and obviously like today was the day, this was the moment. I woke up and my cat Blossom had completely devoured this. Both sides too. Just attacked it. 0% interest of what's in here. Did not care about that. The Muse one is way worse. It is just... In fairness, it has been sitting in the yarn dungeon for a couple of days now. I just set it on my table to remind myself of like, hey, whenever I have time, I'm gonna pick this up, cake it up, and make some beanies, make some other things with it. But this morning when I came down, yeah, it was completely annihilated. So obviously Blossom has spoken, and we are gonna open these up today to see what we have to work with. So like I said, these are my yarn subscriptions. Muse 2320, Troop 2320, an entire year of different colorways in DK weight, and then the Fangirl Fiber Spooky all year round. This is fingering weight, and I had intentions of making a pair of crochet socks every single month, but apparently I'm not feeling like making socks anymore, so we're gonna have to like reevaluate that a little bit and think of what I'm gonna actually do with it, because it can't sit. I need to do something with it. I'll show you the sticker, the part that she didn't chew on. We have Mardi Gras colors. I did happen to see this on her Insta a while ago and then just totally forgot about it. Or like I didn't put the 2 and 2 together that this was the color that was going to be sent in the subscription. I just thought it was like, hey, we're going to celebrate for Mardi Gras. No, this is the actual subscription. 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This purple, yeah, I want an entire sweater's worth. So what I've been doing with my Muse 2320 subscription is working it up on my adding machine, making a beanie every single month, and then I'm gonna decide if I want to keep all of them or if I want to give them away. But I just want to see all 12 of them together, the colors. I just think that'd be so fun. Died in Hastings, Minnesota. If you don't know and you've never heard of Muse 2320, check it out, like seriously. And this is not a closed subscription either. You still have plenty of time to get in on this. You're welcome ahead of time. If you haven't ever checked this out, Sarah has fantastic yarn and the themes and everything that go together. There's a lot of different stitch markers that come with it sometimes, which I'm a sucker for stitch markers, so I'm always there in her shop when she has new stitch markers. I was like, I saw this on your story. I don't know if you're selling them yet. Most of the time she doesn't even have like the tag on it, and I'm like, I'll take 2 of those. I don't need the tag, it's fine, just put it in a bag. I brought like my reusable tote, throw it in there. Honestly, the gold there, I'm not normally a gold cardigan like type of person, but I feel like that would be beautiful. Definitely a solid fall color right there. Next we have Fangirl Fibers. Oh yeah, and then I got a stitch marker too. There's a stitch marker subscription. Totally forgot about that. Living Dead Girl. Stop. Oh my gosh, and I kind of see the stitch markers through there too. I feel like I'm going to be obsessed with these. I love this so much. Where is the entrance? There we go. Let's look at the yarn first. Look how beautiful that is. I am just really, really impressed. This is the first time that I've ever ordered anything from Fangirl Fibers, and I just jumped right in. I was like, let's do this subscription. Spooky year round. Absolutely. Sounds fantastic. Let's do it. I had no idea what to think of, or I didn't have any like reference point, and this has just like blown my expectation away. The other thing that I was thinking of is I have a bunch of flowers that I've been crocheting lately, and I just feel like these colors would work perfect for flowers. It's just a really basic flower pattern. Actually, I have it right here, a ton of them. Just like one of these, where it's just a repeat around and around. This one only has 3 rows. And I've been doing it at the end of the night, making a ton of these with just whatever hand-dyed yarn I have laying around, like the bits and ends of it, because I don't want to get rid of it ever. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times I have maybe less than 50 grams, and I'm like, what do I do with that? So I've just been making a bunch of flowers with it, but I feel like this type of colorway, especially we have super, super dark green all the way to this light white green marbling. Love that. Find them on Instagram, Fangirl Fibers, and also on their page, Fangirl Fibers. Living Dead Girl, 100 grams, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, fingering weight, 400 yards. So yeah, we're gonna have a little time to cake this up today. If you don't have coffee or tea, definitely grab that. I have a hazelnut latte today. Oh, that was perfect. I love when my coffee cup matches the yarn that I'm using and the hook that I'm using. I love a good matchy-matchy set. February Spooky Club 2022. They took that picture, pulled out all of those colors from it, and that's what we have in this beautiful hank of yarn. Personally, like if I had to choose, I love this one even more than January's. January's was very beautiful. It was very like, well, I'll link it down below. You can check it out if you haven't already seen that one, but it's very like fall, Halloween, festive type of colors. I love it. I'm probably gonna say that about every month, let's be honest. I'll just work up that one and then get a new one. I'm like, actually, this one's my favorite. No, this one is my favorite. This green, I don't know. It's just calling to me. February's inspiration is the song Living Dead Girl by Rob Zombie, released in 1999. This is one of my favorite 90s songs. The zombie greens are making my spooky heart sing this month. Now for the stitch markers. Oh my gosh, this absolutely is ridiculous. Same thing, we have the zombie theme with the stitch markers. All of these, immediately using all of these. I collect stitch markers. Like, there is no limit to how many stitch markers I can have. And this brings me so much happiness getting 6 new stitch markers every single month. The zombie hand and the brain juice, probably my favorite out of all of them. Those two are just like jumping out at me immediately. Things that I really like about these is the fact that they're very light. So they're wooden, which means I can use them with fingering weight, because I've been finding that I don't like super heavy stitch markers when I'm working with a fingering weight yarn or like crocheting my socks. I don't like them to be super heavy. There's one side that's a lot heavier than the other side, and already it's fingering weight yarn, which is just something that I don't work with often. Like my crochet socks, absolutely, I use fingering weight yarn. But apart from that, it's not a normal go-to. Having everything be nice and light, except for my crochet hook. I have to use my Odyssey hooks, which I should see. I don't know, I might be getting my spark to make a crochet sock again, because everything is just gonna be so perfect together. Today was gonna be the day that I was gonna frog my sock from January. So from the very first one, I was gonna frog that today and work up something completely different, but maybe I'll hold off now. Let's grab my favorite one. Let's do brain juice. The other thing that I love, these are really big clasps. They're like jewelry clasps. So they're not even the lobster ones where you have to pull it back and it's like hinged. This pulls back really easily. You could also use them with big chunky yarn. So like the jumbo yarn, with a bunch of my stuffies that I've been making, I've been using these almost exclusively. I just have a bag of some of my smaller ones. Well, they're not even smaller, they're just, they use the lobster class. Compared to the other ones that I just got, like obviously this would not work for chunky yarn, and most of the time I only work up to like worsted weight. That's kind of my go-to, but recently I've been doing a lot of stuffies, so I've been needing to find different stitch markers, and these are absolutely perfect for that. I think I'm gonna cake both of these up first before I decide to dive into another sock. Here's my fear, is that I'm excited about it right now, which I also was excited about it in January, but I'm gonna get halfway through the month and be like not excited about it. And it has nothing to do with the yarn or the pattern. It's just, I've made a ton of socks, especially November, December, January. I made so many crochet socks. I don't want it to come up to that again, and I actually want this stuff to be worked up. I don't want it to lay around anymore. So I'm just gonna cake it up first and think a little bit on the direction that I'm gonna go with these. Normally for my beanie patterns, I do 130 rows. Since I want this color to be in the middle, I'm gonna do 60 rows, 10, and then another 60. I don't even need waste yarn for this either, since I'm gonna pull it in the middle and cinch it closed. I don't even need to bother with that, which is one of the reasons I like this pattern. It's very low-key. Basically, you just get going on it. And good to go. Actually, I'm gonna grab my pumpkin bowl. I don't want to set it on the ground. This is one of my favorite finds of last Halloween season. It's a handmade pumpkin yarn bowl, designed specifically for this amount of yarn. It just fits in there really nicely. Oh, I'm obsessed with it. Like, I love it. And the little witchy broom over here too. I use this all the time. This is what I was using as I was making my crocheted socks, and then it kind of just fell to the side, forgot about it for a little bit. Well, I didn't forget, I just lost my ambition for making socks, I guess. You know what I could do is I could get my tiny Addy machine and maybe work up a pair of socks on that. I don't know why I didn't think of it. We can try it today. I'm gonna get this hat done first. Try it on my little Addy machine. I know that it works, and I've made socks like this before, but I do have a new way that I want to experiment with it that's going to give it more room, like more stretching room on the top, because it can get a little bit tight when you pull it off and do either a slip stitch, that gets really tight, or a single crochet across. And I don't want to spend more time on the border. Like, I want it to be simple, quick, and easy, because this machine is designed to be simple, quick, and easy. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work out and I'm back at the same spot that I am. I will just cake it all back up. It was amazing in hank form, but with the colors all expanded, I freaking love this so much. Okay, so when I do my socks, I normally do 90 rows for the sock. They are definitely high top socks and they're a little bit slouchy, but this new technique that I'm gonna do, I think is gonna make it even slouchier. These will for sure be my movie socks. I'm not making these to go like out of my yarn dungeon. We're just getting extra cozy with this. I'm so glad that I took the time to experiment on my Addy machine with this new to me way of making the socks. I would have been so sad if I wasn't getting a brand new pair of socks every single month, and this maybe took me 20 minutes. Maybe. And that's even being super generous, and like I didn't really know what I was doing in the beginning or like the direction that I wanted to go, but like you can see right here, super stretchy now, and since it's doubled up and flipped up inside of itself, so exactly like the hat, you just like flip it through, like pull the tube all the way through. There isn't any space that you can see Like there's no holes in here. The stitches are all very close together, exactly the way the sock should be. But eventually I'm gonna block them. Since it is the superwash merino wool, I want everything to stay exactly how the sock is, and it'll also give it a nice little heel too. So that means I need to bust out my steamer and my blocking pads, a whole ordeal. So we're gonna have another day to chit chat and block some socks, probably the same day that I unravel January's. So I'll need to frog all that because this is the way I'm gonna do it. Like honestly, this made me happy. I got enjoyment from it. I wasn't stressed over it, and I have a pair of socks. So that's the direction I'm gonna go every single month with the Fangirl Fiber yarn. Okay, this is definitely gonna be gifted. I know someone in my life who adores this color combo. So it's gonna take everything in me not to give it away before Xmas season. I'm gonna have to put it upstairs or put it in a box, put that box under the bed, put some stuff in front of it so I don't see it because it is just so perfect and it is so soft and so slouchy. I love it. Again, I was nervous that I wasn't gonna have enough of this purple, so I only did the 10 rows. A lot of times I'll do 20 for the brim. That's why it's like pretty thin, but honestly, I kind of like how it turned out. I don't think I would change it. The rest of the stuff, all the extra that I have, I'm gonna be working it up into flowers. So none of it is going to waste. All of it is gonna get used. All right, ghouls, that is it for me today. Thank you for hanging out with me, checking out my brand new subscription yarn. Both of these places have a ton of things coming up. Muse 2320 has the yarn shop hop. If you have no idea what that is, I will link it down below so you can click on that, check it out, see the theme for this year. I am so freaking excited to go to that. As well as Fangirl Fiber has a ton of theme and box kits coming up. The best way to stay in the know for both of these is to get into their newsletter. Also follow them on Insta and the socials, but newsletter, you're definitely gonna get a heads up of what's new and what's happening. So that is officially it. I'm gonna let you go. Have a fantastically spooky rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.